Here in Denver, demonstrators gathered today demanding no Senate confirmation vote until after the next presidential inauguration in January. And while such a quick confirmation faces some obstacles, it's not impossible. Here is 9 News reporter Lori Lizarraga.
We now must show up for her and not let the Republicans steal that seat away the way they did when Merrick Garland was nominated.
Demonstrators in Denver wasted no time organizing downtown Monday morning to say wait to the replacement of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
The right way might be to wait and use that precedent from 2016, but most of these precedents have been blown up.
With only 6 weeks until the November presidential election, the timeline to replace Ginsburg on the Supreme Court would be fast. But Dr. Robert Preuss says the rules here aren't set in stone.
Supreme Court nominations are the ultimate political battle, at least in terms of court nominations. So we really wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, the difference really here is that we had a setup in 2016 where the Obama administration was thwarted from nominating and then having a vote on their nomination, pushing it past into the next election. And so that's where it becomes really hyper-political.
The normal process, he says, takes about 2 to 3 months.
The president nominates and gives a name to the Senate. The Senate then assigns that to the Judiciary Committee, and the Judiciary Committee is in charge of having a hearing, and that includes background checks, calling witnesses, determining the rules, and then questioning the nominee themselves.
But if the Senate wants to make it happen, Dr. Preuss believes it very well could.
So if someone is selected this week, for instance, I think a feasible time frame could very well be a month.
A month where scenes like this are likely to grow. With photojournalist Brian Wendland, I'm Lori Lizarraga for 9 News.